Namaste. My name is Saidia, coming to you today on this beautiful, bright, sunshiny day with an arm balance and inversion tutorial, focusing more on the arm balance and making that progression to the full inversion. The arm balances that I'll guide you through today are malasana, frog pose, and bakasana, crow pose. Oftentimes, unfortunately, instructors will haphazardly cue crow pose and then demonstrate frog pose, but they are two distinct asanas. Some foundational similarities with both of these poses are starting with a position of drishti, your gaze. It's always the top, very top of your mat. Something students tend to do is look down as they're coming into the pose, and that will physically bring your body, your torso down. We forget that our head weighs quite a bit, so if you allow it to work with gravity, then your body will follow suit. So you want your gaze to look forward, so that way your head helps your torso to stay upright, well, parallel to the mat. So let's get started with malasana, frog pose. Place your hands as far away from your feet as possible. The further your hands are away from your feet, the more space you have for when you lift up to fly your frog. Send your hands forward. You look towards the top of your mat. You start to lift up on the balls of your feet. Bend your elbows and then shift until you get your shoulders directly over your wrist. And then reset. Make sure you have that gaze top of your mat, and then you press up. The cherry on the top is to point your toes outward like a frog rather than inward like you would in crow pose. You'll find yourself feeling a little stronger if you turn your toes outward. Just play with it. See how it feels when you're unconsciously allowing your feet to turn inwards versus consciously turning them outward. So your hands reach forward, elbows, triceps inside of your knees. That's key for malasana. Triceps are inside of your knees, and when you lift, you start to press your inner thighs into your triceps to help you to stay upright, to stay up. So again, gaze up. And then once your shoulders are over your wrist, your feet will naturally come up. There's no work to be done in lifting up when you have that. It's the law of physics, biomechanics. You flip, you come high enough, you shift far enough, your feet will come up. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, crow. Bend into your knees, knees into the back of your triceps this time. Your gaze is locked in towards the top of your mat. You shift. Where do you go from there after your crow? After you lift off, you can go upwards into a headstand or your jump back, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. So let's play with I will go into the inversion in this case. So coming down from here when you're already down, rather than from mountain pose. Shift, shift, shift. Gaze forward, lift, lift, lift. And then rise up, headstand. Now, coming into the headstand, there's a little bit of a cheat that you do. As you start to descend, let your knees slip towards the side of your arms, so that way you're landing a little bit softer. So that's what I just did on this second trial, and it was a much gentler landing. So you see how high up I am, and then you really bend your elbows. See how my knees are almost like they're in malasana at this point. Reposition back. I'll show you from a standing position, and you want to be towards the center of your mat, so that way you have space. You still have some mat space in front of you as you fly your frog. So your hands reach forward, elbows, triceps inside of your knees. That's key for malasana. Triceps are inside of your knees, and when you lift, you start to press your inner thighs into your triceps to help you to stay up. So again, gaze up. And then once your shoulders are over your wrist, your feet will naturally come up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, crow. This time your feet are hip-width distance apart. Place your hands out. Bend into your knees, knees into the back of your triceps. This time, your gaze is locked in towards the top of your mat. You shift, shift, shift until your shoulders are once again over your wrist. Lift and lift. And then you push out of your palms to really lift your chest. Now, coming into the headstand, and then you really bend your elbows. See how my knees are almost like they're in malasana at this point. Reposition back, and then you can play around. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Saidia So Divine, coming to you from gorgeous Los Angeles. Stay fit, love life. Namaste.